Hi, I'm Catalina Maria Johnson. On behalf of Beat Latino and ChicagoMusic.org, I'm talking to Juan Diego Borda. Hola, Juan Diego. Hi, how are you doing?
Hola, Catalina. How are you?
And
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
we have a chance to talk to Juan Diego because he's coming with Palenke Soul Tribe, part of a duo with Andres Popa Erazo, both from Colombia, but now based in LA, and that's where we're talking from, right? You're talking from Los Angeles?
That's correct from my
And
house. Yeah,
wow. So tell me a little bit about Palenque Soul Tribe. Now, you're both from Colombia. You're from Bogota, the capital, and Andres Popa, I guess is his nickname, is from Popayana. Beautiful, absolutely
hence it's Nick.
lyrical, smaller city in Colombia. But now you're both in LA, and that's where your music is evolving out of. Tell us a little bit more about the beginnings of Palenque Soul Tribe.
Yes, we met each other, talking about Popa and myself, a few years ago in Colombia, actually, for different purposes. He was playing in a rock band, I was playing a rock band, and we just crossed paths, different shows here and there. But we shared a rehearsal room, and I remember we were talking about music, and I liked his taste. He started to talk about electronic stuff. That was like the year 2000, and like Chemical Brothers, Fatboy Slim, Underworld, all this generation of British musicians. They really made an impact on us. So we started to talk about the possibility of combining that sound with the Colombian sound. Why not? Or the Latin sound. So I said, good. So we started experimenting with stuff. We put out a few like white vinyl stuff under a different name called Polina Dinamita. And then for different things in life, he moved here. He had a record label contract. I had a go to school. We ended up meeting again here in Los Angeles in 2006. And then we said, why just retake the project? And I mean, it made makes sense. Let's do it again. And then we started making music and putting out records, and here we are,
Tell us a little
six
bit about.
years.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're back together. It's a really cool sound. I like
thank
what you
you.
guys do. I've had the chance, actually, although I know you've been to Chicago, I've never seen you here. I saw you in Los Angeles, of all places, and at South by Southwest also. So
Okay,
I
okay.
was in the audience. So tell me a little bit about the name, or tell us about the name, Palenque Soul Tribe. Now, some people, you spell Palenque a little differently than in Spanish, but some people might not know what that means. Palenque Soul
Yeah,
Tribe.
Palenque with a K, we spell it. We took the name from, well, the Palenques in Colombia at least, where or are the villages that the African American slaves would found when they would escape from the Spanish captors back in the 17th century. So they would run away, would hide in the jungle, surrounded by animals and deep jungle, so they couldn't be found again. And they preserve the culture, the music, the language, and then you still, if you go to these cities that are not called palenques anymore, you still see a lot of that, the language, the music. So we like that concept because not only the music and the culture, but also the concept of freedom. And they claim to be the very first free people in this continent, which is very beautiful. And they are, because that was before the revolutions.
Wow.
And then and then the Soul Tribe, it's kind of a way to make it more universal. We are a tribe. It's not only Popa and myself. We just happen to be the faces of this project, but there's a lot of people working with us. So it's a collective, it's a tribe, and we are moved by the soul of the music, no, but the dollar or the money or the immediate money reward is more like, if you like this project, join us, and we'll make it happen.
Well, speaking of the tribe, when I've seen you live, it's not just been the two of you. You've had several other musicians. Tell us a little bit about your kind of collaborators that are with you pretty regularly live.
Live and recordings too. I mean, as I told you, we're just the face of this project, kind of the leaders, if you want to say. But the concept of this thing is a collaborative creation process. We always invite musicians from different countries, cultures, languages to write with us, to record with us, to play shows with us. So from the very first record we had, for example, Señor Mendez, Constant, which is a great singer-songwriter from Venezuela, Mr. Vallenatos, genius at the accordion, singers like Toddy Ivy, like Anara, like female singers. Now we're working with somebody else for a new album that is coming up. and the live shows, when we started being more like DJs, like dropping beats and samples. But little by little, we started realizing that was not going to be very fun after a while. We really liked the live thing, so we started playing with a percussion player, and then we added a drummer, and then I found a way to come back to the bass, because I was at the moment I was just doing a lot of machines and stuff, but I was like, let's play the bass again. I love that. So now it's like a live band, and we play electronic music more in the concept than in the form, because we use loop, repetition, dance grooves, lots of bass, but we don't use a CD player, or we don't rely entirely on the computer. It's all played live with musicians.
Wow. Well, tell us a little bit about your musical vision. Now, it's definitely, has these Afro-Colombian roots, but then it goes places that, surprising places.
Yes, I think it's because of our influences. The Colombian thing is one of them. When you grow up in Colombia, you listen to this music in the car, in the taxi, anywhere, and your parents' parties, your grandparents' parties. But then also you have the influence of the radio or the records that are starting to come from Europe, from United States. So for us, it makes perfect sense to create something that is out of our generation. We can't say we are 100% folklorists or world music people. We are not 100% electronic musicians. We are a combination of all these things. I grew up listening to that, and then I had the Beatles records, and then I had the Chemical Brothers records. So after all, you combine these things, and Palenke is trying to reflect that.
Well, and tell me, I've got to ask, what's the monkey or the simian? And when I've seen you live both times, there's been great visuals. And some of those visuals have been, I hate to say this, but kind of Planet of the Apes. There's apes, and then you put ape masks on. So I got to find out what that's about.
Yeah, well, there's a song called Macaco. Macaco means monkey. It's a type of monkey. This song was written by a Colombian composer back in the 60s or something like that. And we did a remix, but we thought it was funny, and then we shot a video with the monkey. The monkey is going to Hollywood kind of thing, and then the character just started to have a life of itself. So we decided to kind of in the show try to interpret that character for one song, and just people think it's funny, and we have fun. That's it. It's a very cute character.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, but it comes as a bit of a surprise at some point.
The show tries. We try to do something different every time. Visuals, lights. This thing is just trying to make people go a little bit crazy, or like ask, "What is this?" I never saw it. Like ask that question while you perform.
Well, speaking of visuals, the cover of your last album is really interesting. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. I don't know if you've got one around. Oh, there it is. Yes, perfect. Yes.
It's an octopus.
The octopus.
The story behind this is kind of a longer story. We had a promise in 2009 when we released the first album. We're trying to make a projection of our artistic form or way for the next albums to come. We decided to follow the Colombian flag colors, which are yellow, blue, and red. So we decided to release an album based on each one of those colors, and each album would have a different tonality musically and also the visuals and stuff. So the first one is oro, which means gold, and the yellow part of the flag, and then this is the one. So there's a lot of yellow on it, wow. and it was very bright and poppy kind of way. Supposed to the things we did before were more darker, and and we did some film and commercial sync licenses with this, so that means gold. At least oxygen for the
Dinero.
thing.
Uh-huh.
And then for the second one, we've been working with this designer in Colombia. It's a great friend and great musician as well. And then for the second one, mar, it's ocean or sea, more precisely. We decided to experiment with things, and he came out with this octopus, which is 18th century illustration, handmade, and the whole concept evolved from there. You know, you have these things, and then the pictures that we took for these are were old sailors in the Second World War.
Yeah,
Um,
that's on your website. Is the
yes,
you're dressed? You and Pop are dressed. I
hmm
was gonna ask about that.
yeah. So you know what? Once you get a concept, you can develop a lot of things from it, and everything makes sense. The songs talk about that a little bit, and then that's it. And then Sangre is scheduled for 2014. It's gonna be
Mm,
Sangre means blood.
mm,
It's gonna be red,
mm,
and it's gonna have a lot of blood. I guess I don't
mm,
know.
mm, mm.
But we'll see.
Wow, that that sounds like you're going dark again, getting darker. Maybe.
Yes. Well, the blood thing. We always try to talk about it before, obviously putting something out, but it has so many connotations. You know, good and bad. You know, the original meaning for the blood in the flag is the blood of the founding fathers
Hmm.
fighting for our freedom. We can take that literally or not. You know,
Right.
whatever we want to say, but that's kind of a way to go, a path to follow.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, what can we look forward to here in Chicago as you come to our World Music Fest?
Yes, it's gonna be our third time in Chicago. I feel like every time is gonna be better and better. We played a couple times there before at the beginning of the project, like 3 years ago, and definitely want to come back. Oh, actually, we played not too long ago on the Balkan Beatbox
Mm-hmm.
tour in March 2012, and it was amazing. What place was that? I remember. Beautiful city. Metro. Is it a place called Metro
Mm-hmm.
there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we love the city. We love the people, the city itself, the architecture. You know, I took the boat architectural tour, and then we're looking forward to come back. It's four musicians, drums, percussion, bass, keyboards, a lot of visuals, camera angles. We have on stage cameras, a lot of energy. It's a non-stop show. We don't tune the guitars between songs. It's straight party, craziness, madness. So you guys just bring dancing shoes and give it all.